Hello, my name is Greg Sowers and I'm the president of City Compressor. Founded in 1938, we are the oldest compressor remanufacturer in the country. We are really proud to say that we have the lowest warranty return rate of all the remanufacturers in the country. This is a really hard thing to do. Walk with me through the process and I'll show you how we do it. This is the beginning of our remanufacturing process. This is called our teardown area. We'll take a non-working compressor and drain the oil out. We'll then pull all the pieces and the parts out of the compressor and start the process of requalifying them, cleaning them, and making sure they're even able to be used. As part of our teardown area, we do not throw anything away. Copper, steel, aluminum, or other parts that are not requalified as part of our QC process will then be recycled appropriately. This is our burn-off oven. 95% of all our product will go through it. The oven will burn the paint, the gaskets, and the oil off of the product at 800 degrees, so then we can further process it down the line. And then from an EPA standpoint, our smokestack here will get up to 1600 degrees and actually burn off all toxins so that we have zero emissions that come out of this unit. This is our Golf steel bead blaster. We take the items from our bake oven and put them in here. It will then clean the steel to brand new by removing residual paint, powder, and other non-steel items. From there, we'll use the parts in other areas of our production facility. All the parts that don't go through our bake-off system come through our ultrasonic machine. It heats the parts up to 165 degrees and hits them with the ultrasonic waves and makes these crystal clean. This is where we do the boring and honing. It is also the first step of quality control. What we do here is we take the shot blasted body out of the Golf machine and start our first level of inspection. We'll make sure there are no visible cracks or any other issues. The next step is we bring the body over to our diamond honing machine. This machine came from the Penske Racing Motor Shop, and what this allows us is to make sure our cylinder walls are 100% perfect so that our compressors will have the absolute maximum available CFM production possible.
This is very unique for this part of our industry. We actually use this Rattler precision boring machine to bring our cylinders back to spec by either going oversized on a damaged cylinder, 20 or 30 thousandths over, or we actually can sleeve the cylinder itself if it's so far damaged that it needs to be repaired. We can bring it back to a standard factory spec.
Our crankshaft process is pretty extensive. From the time that we pull the crankshaft, we will then go through a process of inspecting it, pulling the plugs, and doing a deep clean of the inner parts of the crankshaft. Then, the crankshaft moves to being sandblasted. We will then polish it, and then if it's still not within spec at that point, we will either turn it on our crankshaft grinder or send it out to have it further processed to achieve proper OEM specifications before reassembling. This is one of our milling machines where we end up doing valve plate milling and discus reseating. We can do various other modifications to the heads and other compressor parts as well. This is our small parts area. This is where we will put the valve reeds on the valve plates, and we will also build terminal blocks and do other small parts requalification. This is where we store prepped compressor bodies that are ready for the processing of any special order for quick ship. All significant parts of the steel of the compressor will be inventoried and qualified before they can be reused in the remanufacturing process. In this area, we inventory all different makes and models of core compressors. They are maintained here until there is either an inventory need to remanufacture the unit or a special order has been processed. This area is where we store all our irons for our motor department prior to remanufacturing. Once the copper is stripped out of the motors, we will qualify them by doing what is called a core loss test. This determines whether there are any issues in the iron so that we may end up having to recycle it rather than remanufacture it. Here at City Compressor, we're not only known for remanufacturing of compressors, but we can rewind and remanufacture our own motors. We start with the strip stator that has nothing in it and wind our coils from bare copper, and then start assembling it called lap winding in the motor department. We then will take them through the testing phase. As long as they pass the tests, we dip them in varnish and then we bake them in our oven. So we can take a completely damaged motor and turn it into a brand new one. We have two assembly lines. One of them is up to 60 horsepower and the other is above 60 horsepower. At this point, we start with the shell, we add the mechanical and the motor, button it up, and then on to our QC testing. Our quality control department consists of 3 areas. The first, we will actually pressurize the compressor with nitrogen and dunk it in a vat of water. We're looking for any potential air leaks. Once that is done, we move to a ground test. This is a quick test to make sure that nothing is faulting out on the electrical side of the compressor. The last test is the biggest one of them all. What we'll actually do is fully run the compressor. We will charge the compressor with nitrogen, hook it up to this machine, and run it at full voltage. If it's a dual voltage, we will run at both voltages. The final step in our manufacturing process is the spray booth. This is where for Train, they will get their executive beige, York and Copeland will get black, and Carrier green for our Carrier compressors. All colors exactly match the OEM specifications. For all those minor repairs that you may run into on site, we at City Compressor have a complete array of parts. We carry piston rings, pistons, valve covers, gaskets, heaters, etc., and any other parts that you would need for handling any compressor repair in the field. Now you can see why we can achieve the lowest warranty return rate in the country. Please visit our website at citycompressor.com as we offer free estimates. We hope to hear from you soon.